What it do? What the business is? Computer set me up.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
There's your computer. Prepare to engage.
Coming through with the ill flow, love when I skid slow. Astronomical bomb, about to explode. Flip mode, pull out the pistol, you get low. Bullets rip past your face and hit your chick, bro. Sad days, look at this man ways. I blast K's in the last days, make the government cascade. Last days, decapitate you with glass trays. On the last play, I'm going for the fast break. Hey, then I chill for a while. Chick from the UK, yeah, I'm making her smile. She a beautiful queen, let me give her the crown. Bring it down to the States, let me show you around. Hey, show you what the revolution about. Chillin' on a piece of land, me and you in the house. Little soul flow cold, and I'm making a bounce. Throw your hands in the air if you feeling it now. Little soul flows cold, if you feeling it now. Throw your hands in the air if you hitting it down. Little soul flows cold, this that lyrical sound. Hurricane coming through when I'm getting the crown. Little soul flows cold, if you feeling it now. Throw your hands in the air if you hitting it down. Little soul flows cold, this that lyrical sound. Hurricane coming through when I'm getting the crown. Trying to manifest my destiny, bring the best of me. No discrepancies, but the government keep on testing me. They want the less of me, I might hit them so heavily. Ever seen the bullet shoot through you when you're parakeet? Living in clarity, mental therapy, get the charity. Not the revolution is here, they say you're scaring me. Just participate, no need to articulate. If you rolling with the government, you getting killed today. Don't get in my way into it to facilitate. Bullets show they will penetrate. Anybody got some shit to say? Like I'm traveling, throwing lyrics like javelins. On war with the madness and show my girl the lavishness. She is trying to get my goddess the happiness. Just unanimous that my baby girl is the baddest chick. The one I'm happy with, Bonnie Clyde is an action. Baby girl just bet it on me, that's not an accident. Your soul flows cold, if you feeling it now. Put your hands in the air, if you hit it, get down. Your soul flows cold, it's that lyrical sound. Hurricane coming through when I'm getting the crown. Your soul flows cold, if you feeling it now. Put your hands in the air, if you hit it, get down. Little soul flows cold, this that lyrical sound. Hurricane coming through when I'm getting the crown. Little soul flows cold, if you feeling it now. Put your hands in the air, if you hit it, get down. Little soul flows cold, this that lyrical sound. Hurricane coming through when I'm getting the crown. Little soul flows cold, if you feeling it now. Put your hands in the air, if you hit it, get down. Little soul flows cold, this that lyrical sound. Hurricane coming through when I'm getting the crown.
Salute Archangel. What's good? What's good?
Jordan Akron, salute. Hurricane, so relentless. Same, man. Smooth and soulful right here, man. Bringing real hip hop back, you know, from the D, already, all the way to the TA.
Salute, Charles. What's good?
Hurricane and relentless.
Hurricane and relentless. Yeah, man, we came from the trenches. Enemies put up your defenses, leaving you defenseless. Yeah, man, we dashed over fences. Have to take you out in an instant. Evaporated, leave the whole city dilapidated. Politicians might get decapitated. It's sad to say it. Revolution by rebel shooting, we there pursuing, hopping out the sky like you paratrooping, you there recruiting. It's so amusing, ripping into this cold music. Shit sound like the soundtrack of an old movie. But this reality, no need for formalities. Whipping your ass, not with fatality. Hurricane and relentless. Gotta grab your hearts and minds. Hit you with these hardcore rhymes. Time to hit you one more time. Look. Hurricane and relentless. Gotta grab your hearts and minds. Hit you with these hardcore rhymes. Time to hit you one more time.
You know the rhymes is hardcore. Feeling they want more. Rock solid and pure cane. Like a fresh kill coat. We about to redefine the culture. Vultures, they get the rope.
Leave them hanging outside. Shit like some poke.
Short to WA, all the way to the Texas. They trying to unite our people just like BMF. It ain't nothing but trail bars that we flowing express. We leave the crumbs for the bombs. Still we taking the rest. Like a muck, we dropping bombs. We ain't making no threats. You motherfuckers just some rookies in the presence of vets. They squeeze busters long enough, you know they bound to confess. Go to jail to get some clout, just so they out. I'm content with the the underground and all the real ones here. Do this music for therapy. I ain't chasing no deals. I ain't an industry puppet. I give a fuck how they feel. Born rebel with a cause. I'ma fight to the end. And I ain't caught up in facades or the bullshit dreams. In the world, but I ain't of it. Hate it like it or love it. Tweaking your labor budget. But you ain't feeling no pressure. Real corporate oppression. Hurricane gone and took it.
Hurricane, they're relentless. Gotta grab your hearts and minds. Hit you with these hardcore rhymes. Let me hit you one more time. Hurricane, they're relentless. Gotta grab your hearts and minds. Hit you with these hardcore rhymes. Let me hit you one more time. We the baddest, better witness the madness. Bringing the hip hop to the masses with these classics. Fuck the haters that talk shit, they know we greater. Send the soul to the maker if they touch on paper. Infiltrators and perpetrators, we gotta slay them. They the FBI, I see you fucking haters. I know you watching me, should just watch the economy. And so I gotta be new leader of this monopoly. Ain't no stopping me, I'm the hurricane, hot commodity. Truth can't be marketed, your soul, they will abolish me. Tell you honestly, must acknowledge me, fuck the mockery, fuck the government, your diss, my new philosophy, everybody can know it, hearing it when I flow it, flowing like an ocean with all the weed that I'm smoking, flow is from the gifted, hurricane and relentless, ready for whatever, give you the business, we on the mission, hurricane and relentless, gotta grab your hearts and minds, hit you with these hardcore rhymes, let me hit you one more time, hurricane and relentless, gotta grab your hearts and minds. Hit you with these hardcore rhymes. Let me hit you one more time. Hurricane and relentless. 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 One more time. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass gun you ain't ready for. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass blade you ain't ready for. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass bomb you ain't ready for. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for.
Shout out to everybody.
You ain't ready, ho. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass gun you ain't ready for. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass blade you ain't ready for. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass bomb you ain't ready for. But they hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. You ain't motherfucking ready, ho. About to hit you with something you ain't ready for. Fofo, take it down, about to let it go. Take it down, now your brains all on the floor. Everybody get down on the fucking floor. Get the money, get the running out the fucking dough. Get the whip, gotta deal, we gotta go. Eliminate every get the weed on the boat. Sniper, rifle, gotta let them know. Exterminate, catch you too many bodies. You and your girl caught you doing Pilates. So you drive a Bugatti, I got a laser weapon. And I want a motherfucker know what it can do to your body. We caught a coup to the lava, we use a frequency weapons to teach a lesson. I know what it's gonna bring up together. Your demon level and element. Better go for development. The revolution here, we gotta stay relevant.
You already know,
About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass gun you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass blade you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass bomb you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Motherfuckers ain't ready, ho. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass gun you ain't ready for.
Track at work.
Got a big ass blade you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass bomb you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. You motherfuckers ain't ready, ho. About to hit you with something you ain't ready for. Phone color point bullets that'll take a soul. Soul flying out the body while you shake and roll. Roll a double bag of weed, gotta fucking smoke. Smoking with a bag chick while we load up. Up the mag will be motherfucking show up. Up in it when I'm getting up in haircuts. We got a bunch of money, I gave her haircut. Cause the feds catch you too many bodies. You and the cops gonna cry to your mama. I don't fuck with the folly. If anybody gonna be talking about me, I murder you, then I bury the body. You think this shit is a hobby? I got a weapon split over your body. You better run. Cause it comes to body. Somebody stop me, but you cannot deny me. The revolution is here, and I bought a fucking gun in the body.
Thinking at everybody.
About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass gun you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass blade you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass bomb you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. You motherfuckers ain't ready, ho. About to hit hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass gun you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass babe you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. Got a big ass bomb you ain't ready for. About to hit you with some shit you ain't ready for. You motherfuckers ain't ready, ho.
You already know. About to get off into this news real quick. Wanted to talk about Cathy O'Brien. Cathy O'Brien. This was the second chick I found. I wanted to find that first chick that said she escaped the Illuminati mind control. I forgot her fucking name. It's hard to find her videos, but I know there gotta be some people on the internet talking about it, but I can't find the people that I fucking saw back in the day. I don't know if they still popping. I don't even remember the fucking channel name. But there was a lot of women. Well, I can't say a lot. There was at least 4 women that came out. And 2 of the videos stood out. The other videos were short. It was very short, had like a brief news coverage. And I don't know if that chick is probably either still locked up in a crazy home or eliminated. But the 2 that I saw that stood out, I forgot the other one name of. She was a brunette, dark. I could probably say darker hair, darker brunette. But this one is a blonde, Cathy O'Brien. When I find that other video of the other chick that escaped the Illuminati, I will present it. But today, this is the Cathy O'Brien story. And shouts out. That was her name, Bryce Taylor. Bet it up. I gotta look her up. I knew somebody in this motherfucking channel know. But yeah, if it's Bryce Taylor, I'm gonna definitely grab her video too, because I found her video very compelling. I found the one I'm about to talk about very compelling too, because I know she had notes with her, but she barely looked at those bitches. She was looking at the fucking audience, and and I'm studying the body language and shit. And yep, I guess I'm about to talk about some real shit. Now they want to. Yep, I guess I'm about to talk about some real shit. Now they want to kick me out my live. Yeah, she was looking for an audience for agents and hitmen. Talking about this shit. This usually be a Detroit After Dark. This is still a Detroit After Dark, but it's an After Dark story time for the HHN. I got some more other stories too. I'm good. Bet it up. 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 It was some shit that went down at the BAFTA Awards. And the first thing came to my mind was South Park. But I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about that after. Because like that's a short video too. And it come to your mind with South Park. For those that did see South Park, about the Tourette syndrome episode. And oh my fucking God. I can't help but to laugh. It's like, like this is what you want to do when you take energy out the room, because like they want to get people all in their feelings about racism and shit. Okay. Yes, I understand. But this situation, y'all should have knew darn well, not have a guy with Tourette syndrome at an award show. That's one. 2, we already know what it is due to the climate of the situation in this fucking country. Y'all just made it even more worse to do it in Black History Month. 3, most people are very emotional. You're very emotional about these situations, right? But people can't help but to think about South Park. At least me. I thought about South Park. I'm like, oh man, they about to spin the racial narrative with like nobody not even thinking that they're doing this to motherfucking get people upset. This is all rage bait. It's all rage bait. Don't nobody see it. So I'm going to motherfucking point out the South Park episode and laugh. Now, What should have happened was a motherfucker. Oh, I don't want to say. You don't have a person with Tourette syndrome in award shows or movie theaters. Like, like, come on now. Due to the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like having it's like, come on now. You don't take a baby to a movie theater, do you? So, but, different strokes for different folks, right? But the person that's supposed to be called, what was his name? Michael B. Jordan and Delroy, motherfucker said, nigger, all in the audience. But the show went on. They kept going with the award show. They got no apology afterwards. But what's upsetting about the whole situation is this. It ain't even that. It's like they kept the nigger, but they cut out a person's speech talking about we all need freedom, peace, and unity and free Palestine. They cut that shit out though. So people are really truly upset is why keep the racist remark but cut out the nigga that's trying to say free Palestine and shit. And mind you, it's pre-recorded, so y'all had all the time in the world to edit shit out. Even the phone agrees. Ding. Since they didn't, they knew they was going to try to push this racist narrative, get motherfuckers all in their feelings and shit and all emotional and get people to make some content. Me, I'm just laughing at it because this is some shit from South Park. The fucking shit come from South. Look, it's just me, all right? And the views and opinions expressed on this HHN special report are not the opinions and views of everybody else. This is me. This is what I thought when I saw the shit. And you know what makes it even more fucking funny? As soon as this shit came out, somebody already motherfucking made a skit on it.
I have Tourette's.
Yara and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
Guys, baboons!
You need a weed! On Black History Month, Ruckus? Really?
I have Tourette's.
You can't tell me that shit ain't fucking funny. Okay? But I'm gonna cover that shit later. Like probably after this video or maybe on another HHN special report. But come on now. I couldn't help but to laugh. This shit just happened. Fuck that. Retarded or not, it needed to be handled. Hell yeah. Someone should have hemmed that nigga up out his seat. Be like, what you say, motherfucker? I got Tourette's. I'm done. But you need to leave. Oh man. You can't make this shit up. But what we doing in this situation right now, we're taking the energy out the room because they want me to be upset about this shit. And don't get me wrong. There's a little slight like irritation about it because we already know about racism and systematic racism. But I find this shit to be fucking crazy. Crazy hilarious. This motherfucker made a movie about his motherfucking life. So and this supposed to be the BAFTA Awards. I thought why is the guy with Tourette's at a BAFTA Awards? That's I'm just saying, I'm just saying, it's like was this orchestrated to happen? Because it makes you wonder, because the world is a stage. I don't put nothing past anybody. Mind you, these motherfuckers are actors, black and white, and they can put on a real good show to get people in their emotions and feelings. That's the whole point of being an actor. This is how you get your motherfucking points, because you got motherfuckers to believe it that you are that person that you portray. But by this being a true story of a guy's Tourette syndrome, then obviously you're fucking racist. And And two, you need to leave. And then they got Uncle Ruckus playing the guy. That shit fucking hilarious. I'm done. Yep. Everything's a set up play we watching. For real. For real. Well, let's get off into this Cathy O'Brien. Well, shout out to Poppin' Seeds. What's good, bro? I forgot what In the Groove said. He said Bryce Taylor. I need a motherfucker write that down. So Bryce Taylor was the other chick. I gotta hurry up and look at her. Let me write that shit down. Let me write the name down. Gotta hope you're right. Look up Bryce Taylor. All right, because she'll be the next HHN special stories I'll cover. Let's get off into Cathy O'Brien. Shout out to Chief O'Brien from Star Trek Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Chief O'Brien. But this is Cathy O'Brien, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm a Star Trek fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Trekkie, y'all. I'm a Trekkie.
Their secrets. Their power is eroding. In 1995, a woman stood in front of an audience and named names. She named presidents, senators, prime ministers, CIA directors. She described operations most people didn't know existed.
Man, this was 1995. So, you know, we was doing in 95. We got the Bone Thugs and Harmony album that just come out. That East 1999, my nigga. Think about back in the days of the day. They calling me Mr. Bill Collector, native money. No, it's tonight. More murder, come again. See you at the crossbow, shot you with a crossbow. Yeah, Both Us in Harmony was out in 95. So, you know, who wasn't paying attention to this shit. Bill Clinton was the president. Motherfuckers was motherfucker cheering about, oh my God, this motherfucker the first black president. I don't think he got his dick sucked yet, but he was definitely playing the saxophone at the time. And the motherfucker was like, oh shit, Bill Clinton gonna do some shit. Nope. 3 strikes rule, NAFTA. Biden did the 94 crime bill. Kamala was locking motherfuckers up on the West Coast. And yeah, it's pretty fucked up. 95, I was a baby in Decatur. Listening to both thugs by my head. Shot you with a crossbow. You won't be lonely. Shot him with a crossbow. Shot him with a crossbow. I'm making a parody to both thugs. I'm gonna call it crossbow. Shot him with a crossbow. Archers. But yeah, 95. Shit, how old I was at? I was like 7 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I was 6. I was 6 years old.
Detailed mind control programs involving trauma, hypnosis, and the systematic fracturing of human consciousness. Her name is Cathy O'Brien, and she claims to be a survivor of MK Ultra mind control at the presidential level.
To arm yourselves with knowledge about a tool that's being covertly used to usher in what Adolf Hitler and George Bush termed New World Order, and that's mind control. Mind control is very prevalent in this country and around the world. These criminals that are in control of our country operate on the philosophy that secret knowledge equals power.
I'm not here to tell you whether everything she says is true or false. I'm here to break down what she's saying, why it matters that people are listening, and how her testimony connects to documented programs that we know existed. MK Ultra was real. They destroyed most of the records, but what survived proves they were experimenting on American citizens with drugs, hypnosis, and trauma to create programmed behavior. So when someone comes forward claiming to be a survivor, naming specific names and operations, it deserves examination. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of all MK Ultra records, but some survived. Congressional hearings in 1975 and 1977 exposed what they could. The program officially ended, but survivors and researchers argue it never stopped. It just went deeper underground and got more sophisticated.
Turns out.
Survivors and researchers argue it never stopped. It just went deeper underground and got more sophisticated.
I'd like to begin by defining mind control by my experience. I realized that my experience was extreme, that the extensive, total robotic, absolute mind control I endured is more limited than the kind of mind control that's proliferating in society. Mind control has kind of a sliding scale where you've got the total robotic mind control on one side, and you've got mind control that's proliferating, such as in occultism in this country, or Global Education 2000, where children are losing their freedom of thought and their ability to critically analyze. There's so many different aspects of society that are affected by mind control in varying degrees.
Cathy talks about a sliding scale of mind control, from total robotic control on one end to subtle manipulation through education and media on the other. She's saying MK Ultra isn't just about creating Manchurian candidates. It's about understanding how to control human consciousness at every level. And if you understand
every level, at every level. So we being brainwashed on all fucking levels. This is why it's good to keep on thinking, using our critical thinking, comprehension, and common sense. That's why it's good to wake up and meditate and like analyze ourselves. You know, you like to do the inner work and shadow work right before we leave out the goddamn door. This is a continuous mission of making sure that we don't get brainwashed by the bullshit. We got to keep on constantly, and I understand it's a mental toll on our minds and on our bodies and spirits, but we got to keep on doing it. In the words of Q from Star Trek, yes, I said Star Trek, the trial never ends. We got to keep fucking fighting to not fall back into the life of an NPC. We got to fight to not give up. Like, oh my God, you know what? Fuck it. Y'all win. No, fuck that. We win because we ain't put a gun in our mouth and pulled the trigger. We win because we still motherfucking fighting a good fight to maintain our own fucking sanity and making sure our spirit is pure and our heart is right and our mind is level-headed and what shit. Fuck this planet. You know what I'm saying? What type of planet want to limit knowledge? But keep knowledge for themselves to feel like they got the one up on a motherfucker. We know this, y'all don't. Oh, we run the world. Y'all bitches are the sheep in the now, fuck all that. Like, I could take that away tonight if I was a true hacker, and I give it all back to the people that deserve it. Or I could just fly to your doorstep and just motherfucking blow your fucking crib up. Because people are tired. And it's a matter of time before the people rise up and eat the fucking rich. Like real shit. It's going down. It's going down. Yep. Read and put the screens down. Yep. Yo, you make a dope teacher, bro. I would have loved you as a history teacher. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man, that would have been awesome. In a parallel universe, I think I'm a teacher. In a parallel universe, and the class love my work. But the other teachers hate me. Because I don't hang out in the teacher's lounge and shit. Like as soon as it's time for lunch break, I'll hop in my whip. Or my baby come through and bring me some lunch, and I lock the door and put the blinds down and clap her cheeks in the back of the class. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You need to leave. Nope. Because if I smash in the car, y'all gonna see me on the camera. So I might as well tell old girl to kind of be quiet a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Why I clap her cheeks behind the history counter in the back. Next to the globe. I'm like, put your leg on the I'm stupid. Mr. Washington, what's up? Hey, yo, what happened in 1783? Well, in 1783, some motherfuckers came through and they was like, yo, what's up, son? And I was like, no, nigga. But yeah, man, thanks. But real shit, like, I love history and science. So like it'll be an awesome, oh my God. I know I'm a bad motherfucker in the in history in the parallel universe. But like if I was to go back and see any of my past selves, I'll be pissed. because I don't got no fucking money. I'm broke. Right, even the phone agreed. I'll be pissed too. I'm like, nigga, you a teacher? You know, one of them is this and that. I'm like, nigga, I gotta be the revolutionary role. No, nigga, I'm about to kill y'all niggas like Jet Li did in the one. I'm about to kill y'all niggas and take y'all power. And be strong as fuck, just like Jet Li. I love that movie for some reason. And they have a nigga, Daryl Roy Lindo was in that movie too. Killed him though. That was bold. They had to kill him. Back when Jason Statham had hair. Jason Statham had hair in that movie. Oh man. The phone beaming in agreement was wild. Yeah, I know that always happened. I call that synchronicity and confirmation. I'll be cataloging that shit.
Understand how to control one mind completely, you understand the principles to influence millions subtly. Total control teaches you the mechanics, and then you scale it.
Yep. I was born in 1957 in Muskegon, Michigan, to a multi-generational incest-based family. This means my father was sexually abused as a child, my mother was sexually abused as a child, and they were abusing me.
So Paris was sexually abused as a child, and they sexually abused her. Y'all know what I'm saying. I gotta speak in code, right? No, fuck that. She was sexually abused as a fucking child. Man, we gotta say this shit. We gotta get it out the way. We can't be afraid. If they get rid of my motherfucking video, oh well, whoever's here got to hear it. If they get rid of it, oh well. In the words of Charlie Murphy from the Chappelle Show, when he was that puppet, that's why I say, fuck it. Yep.
Father sexed me as far back as I can remember. And I've often heard him state that he began substituting his penis for my mother's while I was still an infant.
Damn.
I tell you this so that you can understand
that shit is fucking sick. Hearing her story. Like substitute her vagina for the mother's vagina. She's not around type shit. Like, oh my God. As a fucking child, who would, I feel like, oh my God, dog. They're gonna have to tell me to leave the room. Like if I was on Law and Order SVU. Like, take a walk, Kane. I hate these motherfuckers, Captain. I know you do. Take a walk. That's y'all. For like Elliot from motherfucking SVU.
my sexuality was confused in infancy. It was put into an area of my brain that's much like survival, like eating and drinking would be. I tell you these facts so that you can be better armed and understand what's happening in society. And name names. Mark and I name names in our book, Transformation of America, not so that I can say, well, I was in the White House with so-and-so. I mean, I missed the whole glamour part, but this is so you know who the problem is and where these problems lie. The abuse that I was enduring was so horrific that I developed dissociative identity disorder.
Cathy claims the trauma was so severe, she developed dissociative identity disorder, formerly called multiple personality disorder. It's what happens when a child experiences trauma so horrific that their mind fractures to survive. The brain creates compartments, separate identities, amnesic barriers between them. So the abuse...
I want y'all to watch the movie Sucker Punch. To me, I think is a great movie, visual perfection. I love the sci-fi fantasy aspect of the movie, but the movie is not about that. The movie where she goes into that world where it's all fantasy and shoot 'em up, bang, bang, and it's all fucking sweet. This is a woman's fractured mind to deal with the trauma she's going through. You feel me? Watch Sucker Punch again. Watch Sucker Punch if you haven't watched it. Baby doll could get it. She was so fucking hot. All the girls in the movie was fucking hot. But Baby doll, fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think she kind of hates us calling her that because like that's the only thing we remember her as. Like, fuck that, girl. You was the shit in that movie. Like shit, all the other movies you played in, yes, you look good, you look beautiful, and yes, you kind of semi connect a little bit, but you was you baby doll, bitch. You gotta motherfucking deal with it. Just like everybody else, when they see Jaleel White, nigga, you are Steve Urkel or Sonic. If you see Gibby from iCarly out there in the street, you are Gibby, nigga. I'm sorry, you've been typecast. You played the role too good. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You see Pam Grier, and like as all the movies that her fine ass played in, bitch, you coffee like all day. Will Smith, like you will always be the fresh motherfucking prince. You are nothing else. you're nothing else. You're not Mike Lowry, nigga. You are the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, nigga. Salute low key. We talk about Cathy O'Brien and her experience with the high elites in the MK Ultra program, and the like right now she's talking about the sexual abuse that she been through as a child from her fucking parents that were abused by their parents, and they passing the shit along down, and it brought her to the point where she had multi-personality disorder, fragmented mind since infancy. And I'm like, God fucking damn it, these motherfuckers are some sick, evil sons of bitches that need to get motherfucking eradicated. But shouts out to Low. Shout out to Armchair Revolutionary. We was over there chilling, going in on the Wayne McClay. I don't know what game he was playing. That shit looked kind of sweet. I be playing those type of games on my mobile phone. I got like my Star Trek game and shit. I'm in space too. I'm in space with it too, playing Star Trek timelines. That should take up a lot of fucking memory on your phone. But anyway, she got a fragmented mind now. I mean, fragment mind with multiple personality disorders, and the girl is talking about her condition. You know, like she kind of breaks down what she's talking about. I'm glad I found this. And yeah, let's get it.
And be contained, and the rest of the mind can function normally. This is consistent with how DID actually works according to psychiatric research. She explains why the government specifically targeted children with this disorder.
There's a criminal faction of our government that was interested in targeting children such as myself for mind control. Because this compartmentalization of memory was something that they deemed ideal for keeping government secrets.
Yeah, and another thing why that's kind of true is because most secret agents, they say they only want, you know, like they try to grab foster kids because there's really like no connection with family type shit, and they make the perfect agents. You know, like those that have been traumatized and those that are in foster care, they are the best agents because like they know how to hold the secrets. Their parents are their organization because they don't have no real parents. They don't have no real family. So their family will become the organization or the secret agency or their handler, you know. And some gonna go through Stockholm syndrome, some gonna be an agent. Cathy was a sex slave and a fucking drug trafficker. You about to hear it.
After all, if I couldn't think to remember, how could I tell about it? Additionally, people who suffer from dissociative identity disorder develop a photographic memory behind those amnesic barriers, because the brain has a defense mechanism that when trauma occurs, it photographically records events surrounding trauma. And an example of this would be that many of you who are old enough to remember, when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, most people know exactly where they were and what they were doing, because this was
when JFK was assassinated, everybody knew exactly what the fuck they were doing, but we wasn't born. But I can tell you this, I bet you everybody in this chat remember what the fuck happened on 9/11. Everybody remember what they was doing, because that was a traumatic event. Here's my memory. It seemed like every motherfucking school turned on a goddamn TV. We was in class that day. I think I was in 7th grade. 7th grade when this shit happened. I was staying on the west side on Schoolcraft and Artesian, right down the street from my mom's job and shit. You know, like job was up the street. Never forget. That shit fucked everybody up. I'm talking about like this was the first day where like when I get home, you know, my mom was like, oh my God, you see that shit? Everybody on the news cussing. I'm talking about like this was the day that like everybody get to say whatever the fuck they wanted on the news. I finally saw that first. It was, oh my God, this shit was crazy. I don't know if it was channel 2, 4, or 7, but I was like, oh shit, they cussing. But then get to my grandma's crib, you know, I'm talking about like I'm talking about like they blowing this shit all up. I'm talking about every news coverage is covering it. They showing clips, they showing footage, but the shit that got me, man, the shit that broke my heart, just seeing that couple holding hands as they jumped out that window together. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then to find out the truth, after, I'm like, oh my God, this fucking government ain't shit. This fucking government ain't shit. I got picked up damn near last from school. I didn't get picked up at all. I had to walk home for miles. I had to walk miles home. For the shortest kid in the hood. Walking miles, man. I could walking with an ink pen and pencil in my hand, ready to shank a motherfucker. Like real shit. I ain't playing. I'm ready to shake anybody that walk up on me. Oh man. So you said you going down to Monad. I'm thinking about nomads. Monad. What the hell is a monad? Okay, let me look that up. Look that up real quick. A monad. A monad is a fundamentally an invisible unit, one, or the ultimate simple entity, originated from the Greek mones. It generally refers to a primary, indestructible, or simple substance in philosophy, a single cell organism in biology, or monovalent, monovalent, did I say that right? Monovalent element in chemistry. Philosophy, derived from the Pythagorean, it signifies the supreme one or divinity. Describe monads as basic, immaterial soul-like units that constitute the universe. In Gnosticism, it represents the supreme, ineffable, and transcendent deity, the original source. In biology and zoology, refers to the simple minute organism, typically a single-celled, flagellated protozoan. I love science. Chemistry defines an atom, ion, or a radical with the valence of 1. Now that's cool. I can go down that route of biology and chemistry. Original source. Yep, basically. Like that's if I use my spiritual mind, I'm like, all right, it just go back to the spiritual source. But using science and chemistry, I like this. Computer science, a structure that wraps a value to handle side effects or context, allowing for chaining operations. Now that's interesting. Don't make me go down that rabbit hole, okay? Let me climb back the fuck out real quick. I'll jump down in a minute. Hold on, fuck that. Wait, common characteristics. Invisibility cannot be divided into smaller parts, right? Uniqueness acts as a singular fundamental entity. If the one source is a single fundamental, oh yeah, this is going to be nice. Reflection. In some philosophical contexts, they possess the power to represent or reflect other. That's deep. Turn into Dexter Kane with the quickness. I know, right? You already know what I was thinking. I'm like, man, shit. Let me take the biology and chemistry rabbit hole with this monad shit. Because the spiritual side, okay, cool. This is all the source. This is all one. But to actually play with this shit will be phenomenal. With the programming part. Yep, I just turned to Dexter Kane. Thanks, Lo. Need to be a song. Fuck around and turn into a mad scientist writing this shit. But I would have to dive into this shit a little more before I make that song. But I think I got just like, I could probably say 60% of what I already know, and I might need to learn the other 40% because I only got the spiritual aspect. I want the chemistry and the biology aspect and the other aspects. Also the spiritual aspect is also great too, because I like the divine shit. I like studying the Greek culture. It goes into the higher self. And theosophy, the monad is considered a triad consisting of atma. That means will. Buddhi means intuition. And manas, the higher mind. It is an eternal, unchanging spark of divinity within each person, distinct from the temporary personality or ego. Now we're fucking talking. The Gnostic one. Gnosticism views the monad as the supreme ineffable father of all, an unchangeable and perfect source of pure light. By saying father, they make it depict him as a man now. So, if Sophia is a woman, the true source is man. That's why she needed to do the perfect, proper union in the pleroma instead of fucking herself and making y'all the Bayoff, aka the demiurge. This is nice. The spiritual spark. It is considered a micro hologram of the whole, representing a personal ray of divine consciousness, like a sun ray that is part of absolute source. Shit. Leibnizian nomad. German philosopher Gottfried Leibniz described monads as invisible soul-like and active centers of force. Is somebody knocking on my door? Oh my God. No, like I know the fucking neighbors upstairs going through shit, but why they knocking on my shit? Let me play a song real quick so I can find out what the fuck going on. If they won't smoke, they getting it.
Came to the valley and blazed like soul caliber. Then my chrome caliber bang is gone value. I was so glorious, kicking you in your orifices. Then smash a saucer to show the metamorphosis. Fighting like a Morpheus, smack it with an accordion. Kick like King Glory and pull off in the DeLorean. Doc Brown witness these Glock sounds. I pop rounds, hot rounds up in your head. Body was not found, drop down just like a ninja. Stone cold killer, my blade cut up stars, create gold. It was my cool down with chain. It takes souls, nigga, expose on your brains, make it explode. On the typical, you a despicable individual, pitiful politicians, time to get busy. Just 230 is here, so keep your eye close. Turn the game, be not named, blood in the cosmos. You gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. You gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. You gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. You gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. You gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. You gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. Vacate the whole place, so get your soul erased. Blood is a prison planet, so there is no escape. You trying to hear with me, you better know your face. I'm the guy killer, your nigga, there is no petty games. Ain't no purgatory in hell, this is no holy place. So I gotta destroy the realm, create a holy place. Levitate planets, my God, status, galactus, reactor, plasma, flashing, the class, baddest assassin. I'm not to satisfaction for blasting cops in the cabin. Bragging about wreaking havoc, the feds, we call them lacking. More powerful than the batting, you better summon the kraken. Cracking in with a flag and I'm laughing, slapping the bag at the status, causing reactions to planets. I'm doing damage. Got the better advantage, the amulet of Atlantis. Turn sand in the glasses to turn hate in the ashes. Dragging us on the dragon is something you can't imagine. I'm blasting lyrical cannons. God damn it, you better panic. I'm savage like Randy Savage. On point like a baddest. My status for rebel action. And hack the planet the baddest motherfucker that's on the planet. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you better know. If you gon' smoke, you get smoked, you little hoe. Cause it sure looks to me like them niggas ain't playing.
Man, it's the motherfucking police. Nigga. Like I said, I know they went through some shit upstairs, but Jesus fucking Christ. They still banging on their fucking door. They talking about, we just want to make sure everything all right. There's blood on the porch. I was like, there's blood on my fucking porch. I'm in a 2-family flat. So I'm like, there's blood on my fucking porch. So there's 2 cops, it's a male and a female. I think the female knocked on my window, but like, my sister didn't answer. Good job. And I walked to the shit. I walked up to the window like Malcolm X. In so many words. I walked up to the window like Malcolm X, and I was like, "Ooh, perfect shot." But they ain't knocking on my door, so I take my black ass back to the room. They said Platonism or Hellenistic philosophy came before Gnosticism, but Plato and them came later. But wait a minute. Plato's cave. I'm thinking about Plato's cave. But that's something to dive into real quick. I know we're supposed to be dealing with old girl, but we'll get back to it. This monad shit is pretty interesting. But the fucking police, Nick. The fucking police. I'm ready. Oh my god, I want to kill him so bad. But y'all probably heard all that bamming and shit. That's the police knocking on the neighbor's door. But like the shit vibrates to my fucking window. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knocking like, quit knocking out to get a damn police. Oh, because it is. Oh my God. Like I said, you ain't taking me alive, coppers. You ain't taking me alive. I thought this was my day, y'all. I thought this was my day. Y'all would have heard it on the live. Nigga, Hurricane just left the song on. You heard shooting in the background. Ooh, shit. I thought today was my day, y'all. Oh, thought today was my day. Thought today was my day. Not today, huh? It ain't today? It ain't today. All right. It ain't my day, y'all. It ain't my day. You have 4 stars. Shit. Shit, there's only 2 cops. So, like, that's only like 1 star. So, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like 1 cop car, you know what I'm saying? That's that, that's that 1 star. But if I would have walked to my window and saw like a shitload of flashing lights, yeah, I probably would have thought 4 for sure. Definitely 4. Chopper 1 above, Chopper 7 above my head and shit. Chopper 2, 4, and 7 in this bitch. Like, goddamn. Report live for Black TV. They pulled up in this bitch. They're like, I'm stupid. Oh, But yeah, I thought it was a wrap, y'all. I thought I was about to get ready to go out like a G tonight. Oh, hold on. Oh, where's the wait? Oh, he said, yeah. Did Plato? Yeah, Platonism. Yeah, Platonism. I gotta write this down. Platonism. Right. I knew I was right about Plato. Wait a minute. God damn, I hate this motherfucking phone. For Gnostics. What the fuck? Okay, so yes, it predates Gnosticism by several centuries. Plato lived in the 4th century BCE, while Gnosticism emerged as a distinct, organized movement in the 1st and 2nd century CE. Gnosticism is heavily influenced by Platonic ideas regarding the soul, the material world, and the divine. Platonism, founded by Plato, this philosophy introduced concepts like the duality of the material world and the realms of forms. Middle Platonism, 1st century BCE to 2nd century CE. This later, more mystical form of Platonism was influential on early Christian and early Gnostic thinkers. Gnosticism, a religious movement that combined Jewish, Christian, and Greek ideas, often take a more pessimistic, dualistic view of the material world, largely influenced by Plato's philosophy, particularly the Timaeus. Neo-Platonism, a later school of philosophy founded by Plotinus, or fucking Plotinus, that was not Gnostic and often opposed Gnosticism. While Gnosticism incorporated many Platonic elements, it was later syncretism that adapted Greek philosophy to a religious Slavic worldview. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because every time I think about Platonism, I think about Plato. So now I know what was first. Damn, they still knocking on that door? Shit. They probably think a motherfucker dead upstairs or something, but no, like they motherfucking was tripping upstairs, and then they was on the porch, and then I heard them behind me outside yelling. So like they probably up the street, you know how the voice echoes and shit. So they probably up the block somewhere. But that's 2 lesbians going at it, beating the shit out of each other. Yep. Should have got with a dude. But yeah, now let's get back to the old girl with the mind control.
That traumatize the nation, and this exemplifies how the mind photographically records events surrounding trauma. So behind it,
but real shit. Thanks, low key. I like this monad talk because it seemed like I already got hip of already like at least 60%. It'll be good to study this shit more. That shit nice because the biology and science, chemistry aspect of it and shit. Yeah.
on music barriers, I had a photographic memory, which the government deemed ideal for programming. That way I could deliver messages to and from government leaders, or in my case, also drug lords, who were involved in funding the black budget and funding the New World Order controls. They're interested in programming me so that I would deliver the messages verbatim. When I delivered messages, I delivered exactly what I was told, using the voice inflections of my abusers, with no conscious comprehension of what I was even saying, was just a tape recorder just parroting out exactly what I'd been told.
Photographic memory behind amnesic barriers, no sense of time, superhuman physical endurance, enhanced visual acuity, and most importantly, if she couldn't think to remember, how could she tell their secrets? She's describing the perfect intelligence asset, a human recording device that doesn't know it's recording.
I developed another compartment to deal with the child pornography that my father was subjecting me to.
Oh my God.
He was earning his living as a worm digger on a 6th grade education and supplemented the family income with child pornography that was being distributed through the local Michigan mafia pornography ring.
Cathy claims her father was involved in a Michigan CP ring that was being protected by local politician Gerald Ford. And here's where her story connects to documented history. Gerald Ford was a Michigan congressman before becoming vice president, then president after Nixon resigned.
This shit happened in my state. Her shit happened in my state. A fucking child pedo ring in my state, sponsored by the fucking government. And Gerald Ford, which was a governor, then became fucking president after Nixon, I think.
Cathy claims the government sanctioned the CP ring specifically to identify children with DID, because any child being used had to have endured severe trauma. They weren't trying to stop it. They were using it as a recruitment pipeline.
Or it was Gerald Ford who came out to our house and explained to my father how to raise me in the project according to government specifications. My father had been caught sending this child pornography through the U.S. mails, and therefore he was approached and told that if he sold me into that project, that he would gain immunity from prosecution.
Man, Gerald Ford comes to your home and tell the father, oh yeah, we know you sending child pedo shit through the mail, but we will give you full immunity. Full immunity if you give up your daughter. That's scandalous. That's scandalous right there. Full immunity.
According to Cathy, her father was indeed granted full immunity and never faced any justice for his crimes. Cathy claims her parents went on to have 5 more children, and all of them were forced into the program, and their current whereabouts are unknown. We cannot verify these claims she is making, but we do know MK Ultra recruited from vulnerable populations, prisoners, mental patients, prostitutes, and yes, even children. We know they targeted people who wouldn't be believed or missed. One of the most disturbing parts of her testimony is what she describes as an occult ritual when she was 13 that was a reversal of the Catholic Mass she had just attended. They replaced her natural triggering mechanisms with hypnotic codes, hand signals, and phone tones. They could now decide when and how to access specific compartments of her mind.
What the fuck is the cops trying to break in next door? I think they in. I think the cops just kicked open my neighbor's fucking door. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I ain't in that. I ain't in that. Oh, my God. Mind your business. That's all this by. Oh, shit. Let me keep going. I ain't in it.
Says after that ritual, she lost her internal voice, lost her ability to hope, lost all free will.
Also around that time, I'd made my first communion in Muskegon St. Francis de Sales Church. Having made my first communion, I also endured an extra ritual after that was referred to as the right to remain silent. That's RITE, as in ritual. This involved Congressman Vanderjack and the head of our church at that time, Father Don, and they subjected me to an occult blood ritual. This was so horrific. It was this reversal of the Catholic Mass. It confused my mind because when a person's operating on a subconscious level because they're so traumatized that consciously there's no place for what they're enduring, the subconscious mind has no ability to discern and to question and to reason the same way that the conscious mind does. And this reversal of the Catholic Mass into occultism just made it all seem to run together in my mind. It was absolutely horrific. This blood ritual was so horrible that my mind readily accepted the mind manipulation that I endured afterwards, the hypnotic language, the neuro-linguistic programming, mind control programming, that actually changed the way that my brain was functioning so that, you know, that part of my brain that I said would open up to deal with my father's abuse again and again? They changed that so that they decided when, where, and how that particular compartment of my brain would be opened and accessed. And they replaced the triggering mechanism with hypnotic codes, keys, and triggers, hand signals. There's also phone tones that can also open those neuron pathways and give access to the compartmentalized memory as well.
That is deep.
They replaced that at that time. And this was with this right to remain silent. I also had a silence in my head after that, because up until that time, I heard, it was just my own voice, but I heard my voice arguing back and forth with all these different perceptions and from the different compartments in order that I could formulate some kind of a decision about things. I remember before the right to remain silent that I had some free thoughts of my own, but with the right to remain silent, I lost my capacity, my ability for free will thinking. I lost my ability to even hope anymore. I lost all free will entirely. This right to remain silent silenced this argument that always went on in my head, and instead, all I ever heard from that point on was the voices of my abusers directing me, telling me exactly what it was I was supposed to do. I could only robotically follow those instructions and carry them out.
This is what she means by total mind control. Not influence, not manipulation. Complete override of autonomous function. This is what trauma-based mind control claims to achieve, and it's what MK Ultra documents show they were attempting. Now we get to the part where she names names. Specific powerful people. She claims Senator Robert Byrd from West Virginia became her owner in the program. He decided where she'd go, what operations she'd carry out, who would handle her. Robert Byrd was in the Senate from 1959 to 2010. He was head of the Senate Appropriations Committee, controlling the federal budget.
When I was 13 years old, that I was dedicated to the senator who had become my owner in this mind control project. That's U.S. Senator Robert C. Byrd. Senator Byrd is a Democrat from West Virginia. And again, as you'll notice as I reveal any names, that this doesn't have anything to do with party lines. Democrats and Republicans both are involved, because it's not about party lines. It's about who's for who's the New World Order and who's not. Nevertheless, Senator Byrd has been in office as I've been alive. He's still in office today. He's been head of our Senate Appropriations Committee, which means he held the purse strings of our country. He decided where money would be spent. And I know from having witnessed and experienced and saw so much behind the scenes that Senator Byrd was appropriating money in directions that would allow for New World Order controls.
She also talks about the Canadian Prime Minister at the time. She explains that he was a Jesuit who believed in mind control of the masses to create a one-world church in the New World Order.
One of my abusers at that time was the Prime Minister of Canada, Pierre Trudeau. Pierre Trudeau is a professor.
Pierre Trudeau. Last Trudeau I heard was Justin Trudeau. I wonder if they're related. I wonder if they're related.
Jesuit. Now, the Jesuits are an intelligence arm of the Catholic Vatican. There's a criminal faction within these Jesuits. I'm certainly not saying all Catholics are bad, nor am I saying all CIA is bad or all politicians. There's good and bad in everything. But nevertheless, Pierre Trudeau represented this criminal faction of the Catholic Church, of the Jesuits, who believed in mind control of the masses because they wanted to be the one world church.
So they is related.
Cathy then talks about her
that's his
experience with Bill and Hillary
dad.
Clinton.
It was 1978, and it was determined that I had endured sufficient trauma to carry out my first trial run operation. An enormous quantity of cocaine had been flown in on one of these operations, and I was to deliver it into the neighboring state of Arkansas. By that time, Bill Clinton's drug operation was in full swing. He was governor of Arkansas, and I delivered this cocaine to a remote airport in Ouachita Forest, which I've since identified as Mena Airport. I also delivered a little packet of information and a small quantity of cocaine, a personal stash from J. Bennett Johnston, to Bill Clinton. I delivered it to Bill Clinton, and he cut out 2 lines of the coke, and he did inhale. That certainly wasn't the only time I saw Bill Clinton using cocaine.
Investigative journalist Roger Charles spent years documenting CIA drug smuggling through MENA. Barry Seal, a CIA-connected drug smuggler, operated out of MENA while Clinton was governor. The connections between Clinton, MENA, and cocaine trafficking have been investigated by the Arkansas State Police, the FBI, and congressional committees. Nothing was ever prosecuted. Files disappeared, witnesses died, and the investigation was shut down. But that wasn't her only experience with the Clintons.
My sexual experience with Bill Clinton was extremely limited, in spite of the fact that I was a sex slave. It was my experience that Bill Clinton is bisexual, leaning far more towards a homosexual end. All I've ever seen him involved in was the homosexual activity, with very limited experience with him myself. Whereas,
And we can probably confirm that with the Epstein having Bill Clinton in a blue dress in his fucking mansion.
My experience was much more prevalent with Hillary Clinton because Hillary is also bisexual, leaning more towards a homosexual end, and it was she who acts.
And you wonder why she stayed with Bill. Because she fucking bitches on the side. And allegedly, Hillary Clinton got some type of lesbian witch covering somewhere in Georgia. Allegedly.
My sex programming to fulfill her perversions.
The Clintons have been connected to every major scandal from Whitewater to Epstein. She's not naming low-level officials or state representatives. She's naming people at the very top of the power structure. People who would have access to classified programs. People who could authorize operations. People who could make evidence disappear. If you were going to make up a story about government mind control, you'd probably pick more obscure names to avoid scrutiny. But Cathy went straight to the top. And she's been saying the same names for 30 years.
After I graduated from high school, Senator Byrd ordered that I be transferred to Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee was heavily involved in mind control at that time through the country music industry. And above all, the proliferation of CIA cocaine operations within the country music industry were already in full swing. The political corruption in Tennessee was just all the way to the top. The country music industry provided a cover for mind control slaves like myself to be taken around the country to the various places as designated, and also to distribute and deliver the large quantities of CIA cocaine that was coming into the country.
You might think these claims sound absurd, but let's look at what we actually know. In 1996, journalist Gary Webb published Dark Alliance in the San Jose Mercury News. He documented how the CIA facilitated cocaine trafficking into American cities to fund Contra rebels in Nicaragua. He was destroyed for it, attacked by the New York Times, Washington Post, and LA Times. His career was ruined. He was found dead in 2004 with 2 gunshot wounds to the head, ruled a suicide. But years
ruled a suicide. You put 2 holes in your head. Like, don't you just die off the instant one? 2 holes in the head, suicide, right? Get the fuck out. They burnt that nigga. They shot that nigga twice in the head and called it a suicide. Get the fuck out of here. I thought it's like one shot is over. No. So you're telling me like he survived the first shot to the head, right? Like, oh my God, I'm still alive. Fuck it. Get the fuck out of here.
Later, the CIA Inspector General admitted Webb was right. The CIA had protected drug traffickers. They had looked the other way while cocaine flooded American streets. Iran-Contra wasn't just about arms deals. It was about drugs. Cocaine coming in, money going out, black budget operations funded by destroying American communities.
It's my experience that the CIA's so-called war on drugs is no more than the CIA eliminating their competition as they take over the drug industry worldwide.
You need to link for this video.
They took their war on drugs to our street corners and turned our
Shots
streets
on
into
the
a
pool and
bloodbath.
then
Cathy's
released.
describing what Gary Webb documented, what Michael Ruppert exposed, what multiple DEA agents have testified to over the years. The war on drugs was never about stopping drugs. It was about controlling who profits from them. Next, she describes Wayne Cox, a country musician who played behind Senator Byrd at the Grand Ole Opry as her first handler.
When I was first sent to Nashville, he was playing on the Opry that night, and he had a musician behind him, a guy named Wayne Cox. Wayne Cox later told me that playing music behind Senator Byrd wasn't the only way that he backed him, but that he backed him politically as well. After the Opry that night, I endured an occult ritual again. Occultism is oftentimes used as a trauma base for mind control. Who can comprehend that kind of a trauma?
I just put the link in my community post if you want to see the if you want to see it in the groove. It's in my community post.
I witnessed Wayne Cox murder a railroad bum down at Nashville's Union Station. It was abandoned at that time, and there were bums around, and he shot him right between the eyes and cut off both of his hands.
Oh my God.
Which was Cox's MO for murder. After this blood ritual, this horrible trauma, I was programmed that Wayne Cox would be my first handler in MK Ultra Mind Control. As my handler, Wayne Cox would follow Senator Byrd's directions and instructions, and above all, he would be subjecting me to more trauma sufficient to satisfy the numerous compartments Senator Byrd wanted developed in my brain for mind control programming so that I could carry out various operations during the Reagan-Bush administration.
What Cathy is describing sounds like something out of a horror movie. Cutting off hands is symbolic. In occult ritual magic, hands represent action and will. In criminal organizations, it's a message. You reached for something you shouldn't have. It's also practical. No fingerprints. harder to identify the body. Cathy's describing someone who understood both the occult significance and the practical applications of mutilation. She says Cox worked under Louisiana Senator J. Bennett Johnston, who was running mercenaries and cocaine operations out of Louisiana. Johnston was a powerful member of the Appropriations Committee, controlled energy policy, and had deep ties to oil and defense industries. Louisiana has always been a strategic location for smuggling. Coastline, ports, proximity to Central and South America. If you're running drugs and arms, Louisiana is ideal. Cathy claims Johnston's band of mercenaries would fly to South America, conduct operations, and return with planes full of cocaine. The drugs would then be distributed through networks like the country music industry. But Johnston didn't just use physical trauma to control people. He used something even more psychological, making victims believe their abusers weren't even human.
Around the same time, J. Bennett Johnston subjected me to some other mind manipulation that involved, instead of an occult theme, an alien theme. Now these guys who are manipulating my mind and programming me for mind control purposes claimed, and these criminals in control of our country as well, claim to be gods, demons, and aliens in order that I feel
total helplessness. They saying they're gods, demons, and aliens. So you wonder why I say that these motherfuckers probably have a costume on in you're on an underground facility. Probably thought you've been abducted, but no, you in an underground facility or some CIA black site. We know what a black site is. It's a facility that's off the books in an undisclosed location. You don't even fucking know. Probably in the middle of Nevada or some shit.
helpless in order that I felt like they were beyond my realm to affect. And it certainly worked at that time. J. Bennett Johnston told me that he was an alien.
If you believe your abusers are gods, demons, or aliens, you believe they're beyond your ability to stop. You're not fighting humans anymore. You're fighting something cosmic, something untouchable. It creates total helplessness. And helplessness is the foundation of control.
And I'll tell you this, if it bleeds, you can kill it.
I'm not saying that there's no such thing as aliens. That would be foolish of me to even say anything like that at all. But what I am saying is that it was my experience that these were people claiming to be aliens. If there's a reality out there pertaining to any alien influence, we need to sort out the government misinformation and disinformation and mind manipulation techniques that they're using. I know for a fact that the plan is to make all of us feel totally helpless, that what's happening is beyond our realm to affect because we've been taken over by aliens, that our Independence Day is dawning. So beware of that.
What Cathy talked about here is more relevant than ever. Just this week, President Trump announced he's going to declassify and release UFO files. The Pentagon has been releasing UFO footage. Congress is holding hearings on UAPs. Whistleblowers are testifying about recovered craft. After decades of denial, suddenly the government is admitting UFOs are real. Cathy warned about this exact playbook 30 years ago. Use alien narratives to create helplessness. Show people technology they can't comprehend. Make them believe the threat is beyond human capability. Whether UFOs are real or not isn't the point. The point is how the narrative is being used. If people believe we're facing an alien threat, they'll accept solutions they'd never accept otherwise. Global cooperation, centralized control, giving up freedoms for protection. If people believe their own governments have been hiding this for 80 years, they'll believe their governments are powerless, that we need something bigger, something global. Cathy's saying don't fall for it. These criminals are people. The technology is human. The threat is human, and humans can be stopped. But only if you don't let them convince you it's beyond your realm to affect. Johnston used alien narratives to make her feel powerless. But according to Cathy, he wasn't the one giving the orders. That came from much higher up.
The people that were involved were following directions from George Bush. I don't purport to know it all. I don't purport to know that George Bush is at the very top of all this, but he is as high up as I knew. It was my experience that Ronald Reagan answered to George Bush, not robotically, not under mind control, but willingly, because George Bush was respected for what he knew about bringing in the New World Order. Consider his past. George Bush first began with the United Nations. Then he went on to head our CIA. Then he ran our country through 3 administrations that I'm aware of, the Reagan administration, his administration, and the Clinton administration, because Reagan and Clinton both answered to him.
The Bush family reigned over American foreign policy at the highest level for over 30 years, and Cathy claims she witnessed them planning one of the biggest policy shifts in American history. We're talking about NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement. But according to Cathy, it wasn't about free trade of goods. It was about opening the borders for free movement of drugs and trafficking of children. And the child trafficking Cathy's describing got personal because her daughter Kelly was born directly into the program.
It was 1980 and my daughter Kelly was born. She was born directly into the MK Ultra Mind Control Project on a much higher level, a more sophisticated technological level than I was subjected to. In addition to trauma, she was subjected to harmonic mind control programming on NASA installations literally since birth, before her brain even had a chance to form.
Harmonic programming, frequency-based technology, not just psychological trauma, but actually using sound waves and electromagnetic frequencies to structure her brain development from infancy. NASA wasn't just about space exploration. Multiple whistleblowers have testified about mind control research happening at NASA facilities, harmonic frequencies, electromagnetic manipulation, all classified. Kelly never had a chance. Her brain was being programmed before she could form memories. They didn't just program Kelly's thoughts or memories, they programmed her autonomic nervous system, the part of the brain that controls breathing without you thinking about it, that keeps your heart beating while you sleep. Cathy claims they can put a kill switch in those automatic functions.
Mind control has advanced to the point where they know the ins and outs of the brain and the mind so well that they know how to program not only the subconscious, but to go into the primitive mind, the very area of our mind where blinking, breathing, and circulatory, heartbeat, all that is regulated. And they could go in there and put death programs in place. In my daughter's case, it was respiratory failure, so that in the event that she ever had cause to remember, which they never expected could happen, but in espionage, that can happen. We've heard of that with the brainwashing, where they have the memory access. So they wouldn't have to take the old cyanide pill anymore like they used to, like spies used to. Instead, they would just simply go into respiratory failure, circulatory failure, and no information would be released at all. There was no chance of the information getting out that way. Since my daughter was being raised was genetically and mind control being brought up to be in espionage, she had that program in place and it went into effect. Because of the medical attention that she needed, she became quickly thrust into the illegal and immoral custody of the state of Tennessee, where she remains today.
A man named Mark Phillips, who had worked in intelligence and understood how these programs operated, rescued Cathy and Kelly in 1988. They took them to Alaska for safety. Cathy started remembering and recovering, but the harmonic programming in Kelly made her recovery different, more complicated. As Kelly started to remember, her body started shutting down. The death program activated.
That shit is grimy. They threw a fucking kill switch in a child if she started to fucking remember. That shit is diabolical. This is what they doing with the brain, y'all. This is what they doing with the fucking brain. Not only is mind control, but it's a kill switch also. That shit grimy. That shit grimy.
Went into respiratory failure. Her brain, programmed since infancy, was literally stopping her from breathing because she was remembering things she was supposed to forget. She was rushed to Humana Hospital in Anchorage, Alaska, an 8-year-old girl suffocating because her own mind had been weaponized against her. The doctors couldn't understand what was happening. Conventional medicine had no answer for harmonic programming, and that's when the state stepped in and Tennessee took custody of her.
The violations of laws and rights that proliferated in her so-called legal case were extensive. We had one clean district attorney that went in and told the judge that he was violating constitutional rights and human rights in my daughter's case, and cited law after law after law, and the judge interrupted him and said, but laws do not apply in this case for reasons of national security. It certainly raises a question. What does national security have to do with a documented, validated, and proven rape and molestation of a child's mind and body?
Cathy mentions at the beginning of her testimony that they have over 27,000 documents, government insider testimony, medical records, more than enough evidence for any legal procedure, including congressional investigation. But the blanket of national security prevented them from obtaining justice. What happened to Kelly after this testimony is unclear from my research. Cathy has continued speaking publicly and fighting for awareness, but Kelly's current status and whereabouts aren't publicly documented. These
criminals that are in control of our country operate on the philosophy that secret knowledge equals power. Many government secrets and personal reputations were staked on the belief that I could not be deprogrammed to remember those things that I was supposed to forget. They were wrong. For as intelligent as these perpetrators are, they're limited in their thinking by their own immorality. They don't have wisdom. They don't think deep. And they never considered the strength of the human spirit. They never considered what would happen when a good man like Mark Phillips gained knowledge of their secrets and used them to restore a mind rather than control one.
Cathy O'Brien has been telling this exact story for over 30 years. She's published books, given public speeches, named presidents, senators, and prime ministers, and she's never been sued for defamation, and she's never recanted. If you're a powerful politician and someone publicly accuses you of child abuse and trafficking, you sue. You destroy their credibility in court, unless you can. Unless discovery means testimony under oath. Unless it opens doors that have to stay closed. With everybody talking about the Epstein files recently, I wanted to show people that this information is nothing new. Cathy O'Brien has been shouting it from the rooftops for 30 years. Whether you believe every detail of her story or not, the framework she's describing keeps proving itself true. MK Ultra happened. Epstein happened. The system exists. And the truth is, their secrets only have power in darkness.
Now that I'm in control of my own mind, and ultimately my free will, I'm telling everything that I witnessed and saw and heard and photographically recorded behind the scenes of this New World Order effort. By telling their secrets, their power is eroding.
That's right. That was Cathy O'Brien. And it's the HHN special stories. And we about to get up out of here. I know I usually do a Detroit After Dark, man, but I feel like I had to get this on out. I thought this was interesting. And we have an HHN special report, in the afternoon when I or like probably when I wake up. It all depends. But shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? HHN special stories. I don't think I got an outro because I usually do the Red Man outro to the special report, but I don't got an outro to this. But shit. Probably about to watch some shit. Watch some probably watch some more knowledge. Oh no. Oh, wait a minute. No, you said something about like Bryce Taylor. I need to find that Bryce Taylor shit. Yeah. Bryce Taylor. I'm gonna find that so I can probably try to pre-record that and probably do another HHN special stories talking about her story. Yeah. So shout out to everybody. Catch y'all in a minute. Oh yeah, and I want to go down that rabbit hole with the monads a little bit too. I find that to be interesting also. And this is nice. A little finding something new to watch or find something new to learn. That shit is amazing to me for some reason. But what else? What else I got? Well, yeah, still I'm working on music. I'm writing. I'm still writing. And shouts out to everybody. Much love to Vanta, my UK correspondent. You already know what it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat, in the groove, Archangel, low key. You already know. And I catch y'all in a minute. Be on the lookout for some new music. And be on the lookout for some more of my HHN special stories. You said Bryce Taylor, I need to go look it up. And I catch y'all in a minute. Peace.